Jack Perry and the Elite attack AEW President and CEO Tony Khan at the conclusion of this week's AEW Dynamite. Kenny Omega is set to return to Dynamite next week in his hometown of Winnipeg. Will Ospreay is going to be challenging for the AEW International Championship at Double or Nothing. More details and latest developments in the Vince McMahon lawsuit. Details on when Jacob Fatu is expected to debut on WWE television. Mercedes Monae confronts Willow Nightingale after her TBS Championship victory in her celebration this week on Dynamite. Swerve Strickland's opponent for Double or Nothing is set to be revealed next week. Chuck Taylor sides with Orange Cassidy in their feud against Trent Beretta. A new member to sit underneath the Jericho Learning Tree was revealed on Dynamite. The Undertaker reportedly signs a brand new contract. The rules for the upcoming WWE draft have been revealed, and more details on Cameron Grimes' future after his WWE release. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the shocking conclusion to last night's AEW Dynamite that saw Tony Khan get physical for the first time in All Elite Wrestling history. After an 8-month absence from AEW television, Jack Perry returned on Dynamite, hitting the ring in the main event segment to ask AEW President Tony Khan to shake his hand and reinstate him and continue to change the world together. Perry got all that he asked for and more, punching the AEW owner in the stomach and setting him up for further damage at the hands of the Elite. Now, Perry, who was last seen at AEW All In August of last year before Sunday's surprise appearance at Dynasty, showed up with the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada at the beginning of last night's show, walking into the arena through the back and eventually ending up at Tony Khan's office. Later in the show, it was revealed that Perry and Khan would meet in the ring, setting the stage for the latter's first physical involvement in the company's 5-year history. Beginning the segment by addressing the Jacksonville crowd by saying he's had some of the best times in his life there, Perry pivoted in saying that they had business to handle and he wanted to do it face to face with Khan. After Perry admitted that the two have had their ups and downs, not always seeing eye to eye, the former Jungle Boy said, quote, "I swear to God, the only thing I have ever wanted is what's best for AEW. The two would then embrace, raising each other's hands before Perry's attack, and ultimately the Young Bucks finishing Khan off with none other than the TK Driver. As the show went off the air, a slew of AEW stars rushed towards the ring and to Khan's side, along with his father, Shahid Khan, Tony's father and AEW co-owner, who looked stunned and concerned for his fallen son. Now, in terms of a reaction after this, released on AEW's social media channels, there is a clip that features comments from the Elite after the attack on Khan in the ring, sharing their rationale. Now, Jack Perry said, quote, "You took 8 months of my career and you just got what was coming to you." Matt Jackson said, "When we came back, we said we were here to put AEW back on track. It's time to change the world, and what you just saw out there, unfortunately for Tony, the best boss I've ever worked for, by the way, that was just us trying to get this place back to what it's supposed to be, and that was our final play. The Elite has arrived." Nick Jackson said, "Matter of fact, Matthew, this is the best version of the Elite." So, what do you make of the closing segment of Dynamite last night? What do you make of Tony Khan's appearance? What do you make of the decision for Tony Khan to get physical? Do you think it's the right move? Do you think it's the wrong move? Let me know your reaction to it in the comments section below. Now, a former member of the Elite is set to return next week, that being Kenny Omega. Now, of course, Kenny Omega has been away from AEW programming for many months, dealing with a harrowing battle with diverticulitis since December. Fans of the former AEW and IWGP champion can breathe a sigh of relief, seemingly, as the cleaner is returning to AEW programming at least for one night. On Wednesday's Dynamite, AEW announced that Omega will be in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada for next week's episode of Dynamite. It will mark Omega's first appearance on AEW television since before AEW World's End. Now, Omega had initially been slated to team with Chris Jericho to challenge Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, but a bout of diverticulitis forced him to be pulled from the event. According to Omega, the illness nearly cost him his life. Omega has been away from AEW programming, but still has been communicating with fans via his Twitch channel, where the former AEW World Champion streams games and tells stories. Omega has said the illness has left him with good days and bad days, and that it's still too soon to see if he'll be able to recover without requiring surgery, but it's looking more and more likely that surgery is looking the most likely option. Omega has said that his pain is decreasing, but training and taking impacts on his abdomen are still a struggle, and recovery is still a long ways off. So with that being said, what do you expect from Kenny Omega next week? Do you expect him to be fully written off of AEW programming at the hands of the Elite? Do you expect him to make an announcement regarding his future? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, we got a big match announced for Double or Nothing last night on AEW Dynamite. AEW's homecoming special on Wednesday's episode of Dynamite from Daily's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, featured a casino gauntlet match to determine AEW International Champion Roderick Strong's opponent at Double or Nothing. Will Ospreay, fresh off a dream match victory over Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty, outlasted 7 other men to get the victory and title shot. Not everyone needed to be eliminated during the match. Only one man needed to take a pinfall or submit the other to win. Bullet Club's Gold's Jay White started off the match against Dante Martin. Penta was the next entrant and was followed by Kyle O'Reilly, who lost his shot at the International Championship when he fought his former friend at Dynasty. Ospreay was the next entrant, and the ring emptied as he came in. White was one of the first men to go after Ospreay and got him backed into the corner before the men traded chops back and forth. Lance Archer was the next to enter and got 2 tables out from underneath the ring during the picture-in-picture break. Commander entered the match next and reversed a powerbomb attempt from Archer on the ring apron and sent Archer through the tables. Jay Lethal's entrance followed the spot. Commander broke up an armbar that O'Reilly had on Ospreay with a shooting star press and attempted to pin O'Reilly, but Ospreay capitalized and hit Commander with the hidden blade and pinned him for the victory. Following the match, Strong and the Undisputed Kingdom, with the returned Adam Cole in their midst, came down to the ring to stare down Ospreay. The two will face off at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas on May 26. And we have a bit of an update when it comes to the Vince McMahon lawsuit involving former WWE employee Janelle Grant. Now, former WWE employee Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the company itself took another turn on Wednesday as Grant's attorney, Ann Callis, has fired back on McMahon filing a motion to take the case out of public court and into private arbitration. McMahon's team denied the accusations Grant made in her suit, which included counts of sex trafficking, assault, and more, while also questioning Grant's timeline of events. Callis responded with a motion to strike McMahon's claims. Quote, instead of using his motion in the appropriate manner to raise legal arguments concerning whether this dispute must be submitted to arbitration, McMahon instead uses the motion's preliminary statement as a platform to launch vicious falsehoods attacking Janelle's moral character in a transparent attempt to harass and intimidate her into submission, the motion reads. McMahon's easily refuted lies have no place in this case. It was not necessary, reasonable, or responsible to use a public filing to impugn Janelle's moral character. Indeed, McMahon's desperate attempt to distract from the legal substance of the motion highlight its weakness and the weakness of his overall case. The filing noted that Grant's initial motion to strike isn't a response to the merits of what McMahon's team said, and she'll be responding to the official motion in due time. Later on Wednesday, McMahon's attorney, Jessica Rosenberg, gave a statement to WrestleNomics responding to Callis' motion, saying, quote, plaintiff had no right to bring this case into a public court, but did so anyway, Rosenberg said. Now that she chose the public forum to falsely accuse Mr. McMahon, she wants to silence his ability to respond. She can't have it both ways. So, of course, again, if we get any more details on that in the future, we'll, of course, let you know. Now, a bit of an update when it comes to Jacob Fatu and his WWE debut, because it had been reported that he was going to be expected on TV this week. It looks like now that's no longer the case. Now, WWE fans around the world have been eagerly awaiting the arrival of former MLW heavyweight champion Jacob Fatu ever since it was revealed that he had signed a deal with WWE over WrestleMania 40 weekend. Fatu is the son of Sam Fatu, who WWE fans may know as either the Tonga Kid or Tama from the 80s, and of course he's the nephew of Rikishi and the late Umaga. Now, reports began circulating earlier this week that Fatu might make his debut this Friday on SmackDown, either as a part of the 2024 WWE Draft or in a similar way to how the former New Japan star Tama Tonga was introduced. However, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore, as PW Insider has reported that Fatu won't be making his appearance or debut debut this Friday, despite many people within WWE expecting an appearance. While no reason was given as to why he won't be appearing on the show, WWE sources relayed the idea that there is no rush when it comes to Fatu's arrival. The report stated that WWE has plans laid out on how to add him to the Bloodline saga and reveal him to the WWE Universe, with the report highlighting that everything related to the Bloodline story is done meticulously. With Tonga's recent debut, there were also reports suggesting that Tonga and Fatu would be paired as a tag team when Fatu arrives due to their fathers, the Tonga Kid and Haku, being tag team partners in WWE during the 80s. However, since Fatu won't be appearing immediately, it's unclear if that plan will happen. So we'll wait and see indeed how that one plays out. Now, a bit of an update when it comes to Jimmy Uso, who reportedly has been sidelined with an injury. Now, the WWE draft is just around the corner, with the SmackDown pick set to take place on Friday, while the Raw selections will take place on Monday, with the final rosters to be locked down on Monday, May 6th. And while most of the WWE roster will be eligible for selection, one notable name that won't be coming off any draft boards is Jimmy Uso. Fightful Select is reporting that Uso will not be included in either night of the draft due to his dealing with an injury. While the nature of the injury and the timetable for Uso's return remains unknown, it appears he will miss enough time that WWE has decided to keep him as a free agent for now. Uso, notably, was not included in the list of names who could be selected upon WWE revealing the rules for the draft yesterday, which we'll get into in just a second. Uso hasn't competed since night one of WrestleMania 40, where he came up short facing his brother Jey Uso. He would last appear on WWE programming on the next episode of SmackDown, where he was surprisingly kicked out of the Bloodline by Solo Sikoa and the debuting Tama Tonga, who delivered a brutal attack to Uso while a shocked Paul Heyman looked on. It's unclear whether Uso was injured during the match with his brother, the SmackDown angle, or if he had an injury previously. We'll have to wait and see how that is, but as of right now, Jimmy Uso is out of an injury and won't be involved in the WWE draft. And Mercedes Monae, going back to Dynamite last night, confronted and interrupted the brand new AEW TBS champion Willow Nightingale. After defeating Julia Hart at AEW Dynasty for the TBS Championship, Willow Nightingale was introduced to the ring by her besties Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. However, Nightingale's time on the microphone would ultimately be cut short by the arrival of the CEO. With Mercedes interrupting her yet again, the pair would have a verbal exchange, which could be seen during the broadcast. In the end, the duo was prepared to part when Statlander reached towards Monae, who turned and slapped Willow Nightingale across the face, thinking it was Nightingale who had reached to pull her back. As the pair had to be separated, Monae would acquiesce the ring to the champion. As she departed the celebration, she crashed. So, what do you make of this, and what do you make of Monae's feud with Willow Nightingale? Now, Swerve Strickland, he's the brand new AEW World Champion, but the question is, who's going to be his challenger for his brand new title at Double or Nothing? Well, during the 24 of April episode of Dynamite, the broadcast team stated that Strickland's challenger for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing would be revealed on May 1st. Strickland won the title at AEW Dynasty, where he defeated Samoa Joe. Swerve defeated Kyle Fletcher in a hard-fought match on the April 24 episode of Dynamite. So, who do you think is going to be his challenger? Let me know your predictions for that one as well. Chuck Taylor has made his decision who he's going to side with after the split of the Best Friends. There's been plenty of drama recently within the Best Friends faction, with Trent Beretta having turned on Orange Cassidy. To open last night's return to Daily's Place for All Elite Wrestling, an entrance from Orange Cassidy, which was immediately interrupted. Cassidy was instead battered to the ring by former friend Trent Beretta, who had issued an ultimatum to fellow best friend Chuck Taylor. With Beretta having previously demanded Taylor clarify his allegiance, it seemed that he got his answer as Taylor eventually appeared. Despite having laid out a compelling case to continue their friendship, Chuck Taylor would go on to punch Trent and chase him off in order to cement their breakup. So the best friends are no more, and Chuck Taylor is on the side of Orange Cassidy. Now, we spoke about the Jericho Learning Tree and the Jericho Vortex, and a new member of the potential Learning Tree faction, helmed by Chris Jericho, was revealed last night on Dynamite. In an in-ring segment, Chris Jericho thanked the crowd for their alleged support after he won the FTW Championship from Hook at AEW Dynasty, going on to cut a purposely disingenuous promo about how he was just trying to encourage Hook to drop the dead weight around him like Taz and Katsuyori Shibata. Jericho still wanted help. However, when he noted that he was looking for other young talent who wished to sit under the learning tree of Jericho, an intriguing person appeared. Big Bill made his return, coming to the ring and saying he wanted to join Jericho, asking for guidance, seemingly revealing himself as either Jericho's new protege or the first member of a new group if more decided to join. Jericho would later be challenged by Katsuyori Shibata to an FTW Championship match in a backstage interview segment with Renee Paquette. Of course, elsewhere in the show, Jon Moxley defeated Powerhouse Hobbs to retain the IWGP World Championship as well. Obviously, Konosuke Takeshita then signaled to Jon Moxley that he wanted the next shot at the title of New Japan Pro Wrestling, so keep an eye out for that one as well. Now, The Undertaker reportedly has signed a new contract with WWE. WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker has reportedly signed a new deal with WWE, which is his first since the company has come under the TKO umbrella. According to PW Insider, The Undertaker is believed to have signed a new Legends contract with WWE. The deal was reportedly either put together or close to being closed by WrestleMania, but is said to have been finalized in the time since that weekend. The dead man has not been seen on WWE programming since his appearance at WrestleMania, where he chokeslammed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson during the main event between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. He recently said that his appearance at the show of shows came together rather quickly and that he initially wasn't certain if he'd be able to be any help in the segment when his involvement was pitched by WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque. The Undertaker said that he didn't even know he was locked in for the appearance until Sunday night's WrestleMania festivities had begun, but has stated that his cameo at WrestleMania gave him closure. Of course, The Undertaker has not wrestled for WWE since 2020 when he competed against AJ Styles in a cinematic Boneyard match which saw the Phenom defeat the Phenomenal One despite Styles having help from the OC members Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2022 when the event returned to his home state of Texas for WrestleMania 38. Now, we spoke about the draft, and the draft rules were revealed by WWE yesterday. The draft is back, and like all prior years, the event serves to shake the roster up between Raw and SmackDown, potentially changing the horizon of the promotion for the year ahead. Now, WWE has revealed a set of rules the draft will follow this year. Based on a social media post shared by WWE on X. The rules are as follows. On the April 26th SmackDown, there will be 4 rounds with 16 total picks. On the April 19 Raw, there will be 6 rounds with 24 total picks. Apart from the Women's Tag Team Champions, champions on each brand are protected and they cannot be drafted. SmackDown will have the first pick on April 26. Raw will have the first pick on April 29. Rosters lock on Monday, May 6, 2 days after WWE Backlash. The rules presented mean that singles champions Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sami Zayn and Logan Paul, as well as the men's tag team champions Awesome Truth and A-Town Down Under, will all remain on their respective brands. Damage control, though, could be split up, however, since women's tag team champions Asuka and Kairi Sane are eligible to be drafted. Now, interestingly, the official rules don't mention NXT, which WWE was reportedly eyeing as a viable third option for stars from the main roster to be drafted to, and vice versa. However, this could still be implemented as a surprise during the drafts on both SmackDown and Raw. And finally, an update on Cameron Grimes after his WWE departure was confirmed this week. WWE recently engaged in its latest round of talent releases, a list of names that included Cameron Grimes, who reacted to his firing in a teary clip shared to social media. Grimes was clearly caught off guard by his release, and according to a new report from Fightful Select, several people within WWE were also surprised. Fightful sources indicated that Grimes' skill set and track record weren't comparable to the other names who were released, allegedly due to their lack of long-term performance. Unlike many of those others, Grimes had recently been used on main roster television and was frequently present backstage at TV tapings even when not being used. It was also pointed out that Grimes had visibly improved during his 5 years with WWE and had managed to cultivate a fan base during his time in NXT, where he got over most notably during his Richest Man in NXT gimmick, which included a storyline involving the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and culminated in Grimes winning DiBiase's signature $1 Million Championship. While his WWE career is over for the time being, Fightful claims there's an expectation Grimes will be picked up quickly by independent promotions who have already indicated they plan to book him soon. Notably, Grimes was trained by fellow Cameron, North Carolina natives Matt and Jeff Hardy, the former of whom shared a sentimental message to the 30-year-old on social media. The brothers have recently been under contract to AEW, but Matt is seemingly a free agent after turning down a new deal, and Jeff's contract reportedly is up soon. All three men have previously been prominent in TNA wrestling, to which Matt recently returned under his broken persona. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come to this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.